Introduction to Chapter 4. The role of term sheets in real estate investments. In the dynamic landscape of real estate investments, successful transactions rely on clear communication, mutual understanding, and well-defined agreements. At the heart of this process lies the term sheet, a powerful tool that outlines the preliminary terms, conditions, and expectations of a potential deal. Chapter 4 delves into the crucial role that term sheets play in guiding and shaping real estate investments, shedding light on their significance and practical application. Understanding the intricacies of term sheets is essential for Crestview Capital Holdings as it navigates the complexities of the commercial real estate (CRE) market. Term sheets serve as a roadmap for negotiations, offering a structured framework that lays the groundwork for the final contract. While they are not legally binding, term sheets provide an opportunity for all parties involved to align their interests, clarify expectations, and ensure a smooth and efficient transaction process. This chapter will explore the key elements of a term sheet, its flexibility in negotiations, and its role in establishing a win-win situation through the alignment of interests. By examining real-world examples and practical strategies, Crestview Capital Holdings will gain valuable insights into leveraging term sheets as powerful negotiation tools and communication aids. Ultimately, a comprehensive understanding of the role of term sheets empowers Crestview Capital Holdings to navigate real estate investments with confidence, transparency, and a strategic advantage. What you will learn in Chapter 4. The role of term sheets in real estate investments. Chapter 4 delves into the integral role that term sheets play in guiding and shaping successful real estate investments. As Crestview Capital Holdings ventures into the intricacies of the commercial real estate (CRE) market, this chapter will equip the company with essential knowledge and practical insights to effectively navigate the world of term sheets. Here's what you can expect to learn. 1. Understanding term sheets. Gain a comprehensive understanding of what term sheets are and how they serve as preliminary agreements that outline the terms, conditions, and expectations of a potential real estate deal. 2. Key elements. Explore the critical components that make up a term sheet, including property description, purchase price, deposit amount, financing details, due diligence timeline, contingencies, and closing date. 3. Flexibility in negotiation. Discover how term sheets provide a structured framework for negotiations while allowing room for flexibility. Learn how both parties can fine-tune terms to create a mutually beneficial arrangement. 4. Alignment of interests. Understand how term sheets facilitate the alignment of interests among buyers, sellers, and other stakeholders. Explore strategies to customize terms that cater to the needs and objectives of all parties involved. 5. Transparency and communication. Learn how term sheets foster transparent communication by outlining expectations and conditions upfront. Understand how this transparency minimizes misunderstandings and enhances collaboration. 6. Due diligence and contingencies. Delve into the due diligence process and how term sheets define a timeline for property assessment. Explore the role of contingencies in protecting both parties in case unforeseen issues arise. 7. Practical application. Discover real-world examples that showcase how term sheets are applied to different investment scenarios. Gain insights into how term sheets impact decision-making and negotiation strategies. 8. Creating win-win situations. Learn how term sheets contribute to creating win-win situations through the alignment of interests. Explore strategies to structure deals that benefit all parties while promoting collaboration and trust. 9. Professional guidance. Understand the importance of seeking advice from legal advisors and real estate experts when drafting or reviewing term sheets. Discover how their expertise ensures that terms are accurate, fair, and legally compliant. By the end of this chapter, Crestview Capital Holdings will possess a comprehensive understanding of the role of term sheets in real estate investments. Armed with this knowledge, the company will be well prepared to utilize term sheets as strategic tools for negotiations, communication, and successful real estate transactions. Chapter 4. The role of term sheets in real estate investments. Blueprint for success. In the realm of real estate investments, clarity, precision, and strategic alignment are essential. Chapter 4 focuses on a critical instrument that encapsulates these elements, the term sheet. A term sheet serves as a blueprint for the structure and terms of a real estate investment, providing a roadmap for all parties involved. As Crestview Capital Holdings delves into this chapter, we explore the crucial role that term sheets play in guiding successful real estate transactions. The significance of term sheets. Term sheets are foundational documents that outline the key terms, conditions, and expectations of a real estate investment deal. These concise documents provide a clear framework for negotiations, aligning the interests of investors, sponsors, and other stakeholders. Key components of term sheets. 1. Property overview. A succinct description of the property, including location, type, size, and any relevant market insights. 2. Purchase price and funding. Clarity on the purchase price, payment schedule, and the sources of funding, whether through equity, debt, or a combination. 3. Due diligence period, the time frame allocated for conducting due diligence, including property inspections, financial analysis, and legal reviews. 4. Closing conditions, conditions that need to be fulfilled before the deal is closed, such as obtaining financing, regulatory approvals, and tenant agreements. 5. Operational details, lease agreements, property management responsibilities, and any existing or potential income streams from tenants. 6. Investor rights, the rights and obligations of investors, including preferred returns, profit sharing, and exit strategies. 7. Risk mitigation, contingencies for unforeseen circumstances, such as zoning changes, environmental issues, or unexpected repairs. 8. Exit strategies, plans for divestment, whether through sale, refinancing, or other exit routes, including timelines and anticipated returns. Navigating term sheet negotiations. Effective term sheet negotiations require a delicate balance between the interests of all parties. Crestview Capital Holdings will explore strategies to ensure the term sheets reflect the fund's objectives while considering investor preferences and market conditions. Transparency and collaboration. Transparency is the cornerstone of successful term sheet negotiations. Open communication and collaboration among all stakeholders lay the groundwork for a mutually beneficial deal. Anticipating challenges, understanding potential challenges, risks, and contingencies is vital. Crestview Capital Holdings will learn to proactively address these challenges within the term sheet to minimize disruptions later in the investment process. Striking a balance. Achieving a balance between protecting investor interests and securing favorable terms for the fund is essential. Negotiating win-win solutions fosters stronger investor relations and sets the tone for a positive investment experience. Long-term impact. The term sheet is not just a document, it's a blueprint that shapes the trajectory of the investment. A well-structured term sheet fosters alignment, mitigates disputes, and sets the stage for a successful and harmonious investment journey. As Crestview Capital Holdings delves into Chapter 4, a deep understanding of the role of term sheets in real estate investments will empower the fund to navigate negotiations with confidence, precision, and a strategic edge. Introduction to term sheets. Navigating the blueprint of real estate investments. Term sheets stand as the cornerstone of effective real estate investments, providing a structured framework that outlines the essential terms and conditions of a deal. In this chapter, Crestview Capital Holdings will embark on a journey to understand the significance, components, and nuances of term sheets in the context of real estate investments. Understanding the role of term sheets. Term sheets serve as a roadmap for real estate transactions, offering a concise overview of the key terms and expectations for all parties involved. These documents facilitate initial negotiations, align the interests of investors and sponsors, and provide a foundation for more detailed legal documents. Key components of term sheets. 1. Property details. An introduction to the property, including location, type, size, and market insights. This sets the context for the investment opportunity. 2. Financial terms. Clear delineation of the purchase price, payment schedule, and funding sources, providing a transparent picture of the investment's financial aspects. 3. Due diligence period. The time frame allocated for conducting thorough due diligence, including property inspections, financial analysis, and legal reviews. 4. Closing conditions. Conditions that must be met before the deal is finalized, such as securing financing, obtaining necessary approvals, and executing tenant agreements. 5. Operational considerations, lease agreements, responsibilities of property management, and existing or potential income streams from tenants. 6. Investor rights, the rights and obligations of investors, such as preferred returns, distribution waterfalls, and the mechanisms for profit sharing. 7. Risk mitigation, contingencies for addressing unforeseen challenges, such as zoning changes, environmental concerns, or unexpected repairs. 8. Exit strategies, detailed plans for divestment, including sale, refinancing, or other exit routes, along with anticipated timelines and projected returns. Laying the foundation for successful negotiations. Navigating term sheet negotiations requires strategic finesse. Crestview Capital Holdings will gain insights into the art of balancing the interests of investors and sponsors while fostering alignment and transparency. Clarity and alignment. Clarity within the term sheet ensures that all parties share a common understanding of the investment structure and expectations, reducing the potential for misunderstandings later in the process. Tailoring to investor preferences. Crestview Capital Holdings will learn to craft term sheets that reflect the fund's unique strategy while considering investor preferences for risk, returns, and investment horizon. Safeguarding interests. Term sheets are an opportunity to proactively address potential challenges and risks, ensuring that both investors and sponsors are protected throughout the investment journey. Empowering strategic decision-making. By understanding the elements within a term sheet, Crestview Capital Holdings gains the tools to make informed decisions, negotiate effectively, and lay the groundwork for a successful real estate investment. As this chapter unfolds, Crestview Capital Holdings will delve into the intricacies of term sheets, discovering how these documents serve as the cornerstone of real estate investments, guiding negotiations, aligning interests, and setting the stage for fruitful collaborations in the realm of commercial real estate. Relevant examples: Introduction to term sheets. To provide a tangible understanding of the role and importance of term sheets in real estate investments, let's explore a couple of relevant examples. Example 1, Residential Apartment Complex Investment. Crestview Capital Holdings is considering an investment in a residential apartment complex in a growing urban area. The term sheet for this investment outlines key details. Since property details. The term sheet introduces the property, including its location, size, and the number of units. It mentions that the apartment complex is situated in a sought-after neighborhood with a high demand for rental properties. Since financial terms. The term sheet specifies the purchase price of the apartment complex and the funding sources, which include both equity from the fund and a mortgage from a lending institution. Since due diligence period. The document establishes a due diligence period of 60 days during which Crestview Capital Holdings can conduct inspections, financial analysis, and legal reviews to ensure the property's viability. Since closing conditions. The term sheet outlines conditions that need to be met before closing the deal, such as securing financing approval from the lender and obtaining necessary permits from local authorities. Since investor rights. The term sheet includes details about the investor's preferred return, profit-sharing structure, and the mechanism for distributing cash flows generated from the property's rentals. Example 2, Commercial Office Building Investment. In another scenario, Crestview Capital Holdings is exploring an investment in a commercial office building located in a bustling business district. The term sheet highlights since property details. The term sheet introduces the office building, providing information about its location, total leasable space, and proximity to public transportation hubs. Since financial terms. This section includes the purchase price of the office building and specifies that the investment will be funded primarily through equity from the fund's investors. Since due diligence period. The term sheet designates a 45-day due diligence period for Crestview Capital Holdings to assess the property's condition, review tenant leases, and analyze financial records. Since closing conditions. The term sheet outlines conditions such as obtaining any necessary approvals from tenant associations, confirming tenant occupancy rates, and finalizing lease agreements. Since operational considerations. The document briefly mentions existing long-term leases with reputable tenants, contributing to stable rental income for the fund. These examples illustrate how term sheets encapsulate the critical terms and conditions of real estate investments. The term sheets act as a guidepost, allowing all parties involved to understand the investment's scope, financial considerations, and the conditions required for a successful transaction. As Crestview Capital Holdings explores the world of term sheets, these examples demonstrate how these documents provide clarity, transparency, and structure to the investment process. Explanation. Introduction to term sheets. Term sheets are foundational documents in the realm of real estate investments, serving as a concise blueprint that outlines the essential terms and conditions of a potential deal. In this chapter, Crestview Capital Holdings will delve into the significance, components, and nuances of term sheets, gaining a comprehensive understanding of their role in guiding successful real estate transactions. Significance of term sheets. At the heart of any real estate investment lies the need for clarity, alignment, and mutual understanding among all parties involved. Term sheets fulfill this need by providing a condensed overview of the crucial elements that define an investment opportunity. They act as a preliminary agreement, setting the stage for detailed negotiations and laying the groundwork for a successful investment venture. Components of term sheets. A well-structured term sheet encompasses various key components that collectively provide a holistic view of the investment opportunity. 1. Property details. An introduction to the property under consideration, including its location, type, size, and any market insights that contribute to its value proposition. 2. Financial terms. Clarity on the financial aspects of the investment, such as the purchase price, payment schedule, and funding sources, equity, debt, or both. 3. Due diligence period. The allocated time frame for conducting due diligence, which involves thorough property inspections, financial analysis, and legal assessments. 4. Closing conditions. Conditions that must be fulfilled before the deal is closed, which may include obtaining financing, securing regulatory approvals, and finalizing tenant agreements. 5. Operational considerations, lease agreements, responsibilities of property management, and existing or potential revenue streams generated from tenants. 6. Investor rights. The rights and obligations of investors, including preferred returns, distribution waterfall structures, and mechanisms for profit sharing. 7. Risk mitigation. Contingencies for addressing unforeseen challenges, risks, or potential disruptions that could impact the investment. 8. Exit strategies, detailed plans for divestment, including anticipated exit routes, sale, refinancing, etc., and projected timelines for achieving returns. Navigating term sheet negotiations. Understanding the art of negotiating term sheets is a vital skill for successful real estate investments. Crestview Capital Holdings will learn to navigate negotiations by balancing investor interests, strategic objectives, and market dynamics. Transparency and mutual agreement. Term sheets are designed to foster transparency and mutual agreement among all parties. Open communication sets the stage for smoother negotiations and a solid foundation for the investment. Balancing investor preferences. Crafting a term sheet that aligns with the fund's strategy while addressing investor preferences for risk, returns, and investment horizon is crucial for building strong investor relationships. Proactive risk management. Term sheets provide the opportunity to anticipate and mitigate potential challenges or risks, ensuring that the investment journey remains as smooth as possible. Empowering strategic decision-making. Understanding the intricacies of term sheets empowers Crestview Capital Holdings to make informed decisions during negotiations, ensuring that the investment structure aligns with the fund's vision and objectives. As Crestview Capital Holdings embarks on the exploration of term sheets, this chapter will provide the necessary knowledge and insights to appreciate the role of term sheets as foundational documents that shape the trajectory of real estate investments. Actionable advice. Introduction to term sheets. Understanding and effectively utilizing term sheets is a cornerstone of successful real estate investments. Here's actionable advice to guide Crestview Capital Holdings in navigating the world of term sheets. 1. Start with clear objectives. Before delving into term sheet negotiations, define the fund's objectives, risk tolerance, and desired returns. Having a clear understanding of what you're seeking will guide the negotiation process. 2. Collaborate with legal experts. Engage legal professionals experienced in real estate transactions. They can help you draft term sheets that protect your interests, comply with regulations, and accurately reflect the deal's intricacies. 3. Tailor term sheets to investors. Craft term sheets that align with the preferences of your target investors. Tailor financial terms, preferred returns, and risk-sharing mechanisms to cater to the unique needs of different investor groups. 4. Clarity is key. Ensure the term sheets are written in clear and concise language. Ambiguities or misunderstandings can lead to disputes down the line. A well-drafted term sheet sets the tone for a smooth investment process. 5. Set realistic timelines. Define realistic timelines for due diligence, closing conditions, and exit strategies. Unrealistic timelines can lead to unnecessary stress and negatively impact relationships with investors and partners. 6. Collaborative approach. Approach term sheet negotiations with a collaborative mindset. Seek to find mutually beneficial solutions that address the concerns and goals of all parties involved. 7. Prioritize flexibility. While specificity is important, also incorporate flexibility into your term sheets. Real estate deals can be complex and subject to unexpected changes, so having mechanisms to adapt is vital. 8. Research market norms. Research industry standards and market norms for terms and conditions. This helps ensure that your term sheet remains competitive and attractive to potential investors. 9. Communication is key. Regularly communicate with investors, partners, and legal experts throughout the term sheet negotiation process. Clear communication fosters understanding and trust. 10. Review and revise. Periodically review and revise your term sheet templates to ensure they remain relevant and up to date with changing regulations and industry trends. 11. Seek win-win solutions. Strive for win-win outcomes in term sheet negotiations. Creating a sense of partnership and alignment can set the stage for a positive investment experience. 12. Educate yourself. Stay informed about the legal and financial aspects of real estate investments. Understanding the nuances of term sheets empowers you to negotiate from a position of knowledge. 13. Plan for contingencies. Anticipate potential challenges and include contingency plans in your term sheets. This demonstrates your proactive approach to risk management. Mastering the art of term sheets empowers Crestview Capital Holdings to navigate negotiations, build strong investor relationships, and lay the groundwork for successful real estate investments. By following these actionable steps, you'll be better prepared to approach term sheet negotiations strategically and effectively. Elements of a real estate term sheet. Constructing the blueprint of investment. In the realm of real estate investments, term sheets stand as the foundational blueprint that guides negotiations and agreements between investors and sponsors. Crestview Capital Holdings will now explore the intricate elements that compose a real estate term sheet, understanding how each component contributes to the clarity, transparency, and successful execution of investment deals. 1. Property details. At the core of every term sheet lies a description of the property under consideration. This includes the property's location, type, residential, commercial, industrial, size, square footage or acreage, and any distinctive features that contribute to its value proposition. 2. Financial terms. This section provides a comprehensive breakdown of the financial aspects of the investment. It outlines the purchase price or valuation of the property, sources of funding, equity, debt, and the payment schedule for various phases of the transaction. 3. Due diligence period, an essential component. This specifies the duration during which Crestview Capital Holdings has the opportunity to conduct due diligence. During this period, thorough property inspections, financial analysis, and legal assessments are performed to ensure the investment's viability. 4. Closing conditions. Closing conditions are prerequisites that must be fulfilled before the deal can be finalized. These conditions may include securing financing, obtaining regulatory approvals, resolving any outstanding disputes, and fulfilling specific requirements outlined in the term sheet. 5. Operational considerations. This element outlines the operational aspects of the property, such as existing leases, tenant agreements, and responsibilities related to property management. It provides insight into the income potential and operational complexities associated with the investment. 6. Investor rights. Investor rights encompass the terms and conditions that govern the relationship between Crestview Capital Holdings and its investors. This includes preferred returns, profit-sharing structures, distribution waterfall mechanisms, and any special rights or privileges granted to investors. 7. Risk mitigation. A well-crafted term sheet includes provisions to address potential risks and challenges. These provisions outline contingencies for addressing unforeseen circumstances, ensuring that the interests of all parties are safeguarded. 8. Exit strategies. Exit strategies define how and when the investment will be divested, whether it's through a property sale, refinancing, or another exit route. This section provides insights into the anticipated exit timeline and projected returns. 9. Dispute resolution. In the event of disputes, this section outlines the mechanism for resolving conflicts. It may specify arbitration or mediation procedures to ensure that any disagreements are resolved efficiently and amicably. Understanding the nuances of each element empowers Crestview Capital Holdings to craft term sheets that effectively communicate the investment opportunity, expectations, and obligations. The interaction of these elements within a term sheet creates a comprehensive framework that ensures clarity, alignment, and the foundation for successful real estate transactions. Relevant examples. Elements of a real estate term sheet. To provide a practical understanding of the components that constitute a real estate term sheet, let's explore relevant examples. Example 1. Multifamily residential property investment. Crestview Capital Holdings is considering investing in a multifamily residential property located in a growing suburban area. The term sheet highlights the following elements. 1. Property details. The term sheet introduces the property as a 100-unit multifamily residential complex with a mix of 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom apartments. It mentions the property's proximity to public transportation, schools, and retail centers. 2. Financial terms. The term sheet outlines the purchase price of $10 million for the entire property. Funding will come from a combination of $3 million in equity from the fund and a $7 million commercial mortgage from a lending institution. 3. Due diligence period. Crestview Capital Holdings is granted a due diligence period of 45 days to conduct thorough inspections, financial analysis, and legal reviews to ensure the property's condition and investment potential. 4. Closing conditions. The term sheet specifies that the deal is subject to obtaining necessary zoning approvals and securing financing from the lender. It also notes that all tenant leases must be reviewed and confirmed during this period. 5. Operational considerations. Existing lease agreements with tenants are detailed, outlining occupancy rates, average rental rates, and any significant terms that would impact the investment's income potential. Example 2. Commercial office building investment. In another scenario, Crestview Capital Holdings explores an investment in a commercial office building in a central business district. The term sheet covers 1. Property details. The term sheet introduces the office building as a 10-story commercial property with 200,000 square feet of leasable space. It highlights the building's accessibility and proximity to major corporate offices. 2. Financial terms. The purchase price of the office building is outlined at $25 million. Funding will come from $15 million in equity from the fund's investors, and the remaining $10 million will be financed through a bridge loan. 3. Due diligence period. The term sheet designates a due diligence period of 30 days during which Crestview Capital Holdings can conduct thorough property inspections, review tenant leases, and assess the building's financial records. 4. Closing conditions. Closing is contingent on securing financing, finalizing tenant lease agreements for vacant spaces, and confirming compliance with local building codes and regulations. 5. Investor rights. The term sheet includes details about the preferred return rate for investors, as well as the distribution waterfall structure that outlines how profits will be shared among investors and the sponsor. These examples underscore how each element in a term sheet contributes to defining the investment opportunity, ensuring transparency, and setting the stage for further negotiations and detailed legal documentation. By exploring these examples, Crestview Capital Holdings gains insight into how term sheets practically encapsulate crucial information for successful real estate investments. Explanation: Elements of a real estate term sheet. A real estate term sheet is a comprehensive document that encapsulates the fundamental elements of a potential investment deal. Each element serves a specific purpose, collectively creating a clear and structured overview of the investment opportunity. Crestview Capital Holdings will gain a deeper understanding of these elements and their significance in shaping successful real estate transactions. 1. Property details. The Property Details section provides a snapshot of the asset under consideration. It includes information about the property's location, type, residential, commercial, industrial, size, square footage or acreage, and any unique features that contribute to its value. This section sets the stage by introducing the investment's physical attributes. 2. Financial terms. This section outlines the financial aspects of the deal. It includes the purchase price or valuation of the property and details how the investment will be funded, whether through equity, debt, or a combination of both. The payment schedule and any conditions related to financial contributions are also covered here. 3. Due diligence period. The due diligence period outlines the time frame during which the investor has the opportunity to thoroughly investigate the property. This period is crucial for conducting property inspections, financial analysis, and legal reviews to ensure that the investment aligns with expectations and objectives. 4. Closing conditions. Closing conditions outline the prerequisites that must be met before the deal can be finalized. These conditions may include obtaining financing approval, securing necessary permits, resolving any outstanding disputes, and ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements. 5. Operational considerations. Operational considerations provide insight into the property's existing and potential income streams. This section highlights details about tenant leases, rental rates, occupancy rates, and any property management responsibilities. It gives investors a clear picture of the income potential and operational complexities. 6. Investor rights. Investor rights cover the terms and conditions that govern the relationship between the investor and the sponsor, fund manager. This includes preferred returns, profit-sharing structures, distribution waterfall mechanisms, and any specific rights or privileges granted to investors based on their investment level. 7. Risk mitigation. Risk mitigation provisions address potential risks and uncertainties associated with the investment. This section may include contingency plans for addressing unforeseen challenges and mechanisms to protect the interests of all parties involved. 8. Exit strategies. Exit strategies detail how and when the investment will be divested, whether through a property sale, refinancing, or another exit route. This section provides insights into the anticipated timeline for exiting the investment and achieving returns. Each element within a term sheet is carefully crafted to provide a comprehensive understanding of the investment opportunity. Together, they offer clarity, transparency, and a structured framework for negotiations, legal documentation, and the successful execution of real estate transactions. As Crestview Capital Holdings navigates the intricacies of term sheets, this understanding will be invaluable in ensuring that investment decisions are well informed and aligned with the fund's objectives. Actionable advice: navigating elements of a real estate term sheet. As Crestview Capital Holdings delves into the world of real estate term sheets, understanding how to effectively navigate their elements is crucial. Here's actionable advice to guide you in this intricate process. 1. Define investment goals. Before structuring a term sheet, have a clear grasp of your investment goals, risk tolerance, and preferred financial outcomes. This foundation will help shape the elements of the term sheet to align with your objectives. 2. Collaborate with legal experts. Engage legal professionals with expertise in real estate transactions. Their guidance ensures that each element is meticulously crafted to protect your interests, comply with regulations, and establish a sound legal framework. 3. Tailor for audience. Consider the perspective of your investors. Tailor the financial terms, investor rights, and risk mitigation strategies to cater to the preferences and needs of different investor groups. 4. Prioritize clarity. Ensure that each element is written in clear and understandable language. Avoid ambiguity and jargon that could lead to misunderstandings. A well-articulated term sheet fosters transparency and minimizes potential conflicts. 5. Comprehensive due diligence. Allocate sufficient time for due diligence during the specified period. This diligence is critical for evaluating the property's condition, financial viability, and legal standing. Thorough due diligence minimizes surprises later in the process. 6. Evaluate closing conditions. Assess closing conditions critically. Ensure that they are realistic, achievable, and aligned with the overall timeline of the transaction. Unreasonable conditions can lead to delays and complications. 7. Detailed investor rights. Craft investor rights with precision. Clearly outline preferred returns, distribution waterfall mechanisms, and any special rights or privileges granted to investors. A well-defined investor rights section builds investor confidence. 8. Address risk proactively. Include risk mitigation strategies that proactively address potential challenges. Contingency plans and mechanisms for handling unforeseen events demonstrate your readiness to manage risks. 9. Plan for exit scenarios. Thoroughly outline exit strategies based on various scenarios. These strategies provide clarity on how the investment can be divested and returns can be realized in different market conditions. 10. Seek clarity in operational considerations. Provide comprehensive operational details, including existing lease agreements and tenant profiles. Investors should have a clear understanding of the property's revenue streams and potential operational challenges. 11. Review with stakeholders. Involve key stakeholders in reviewing the term sheet. Collaborative input from legal advisors, investors, and other relevant parties ensures that all perspectives are considered and potential issues are identified. 12. Keep open channels of communication. Throughout the negotiation and drafting process, maintain open communication with investors and legal advisors. Address any concerns promptly and transparently to build trust and mutual understanding. 13. Continual improvement. Regularly update your term sheet templates based on feedback, market trends, and regulatory changes. A dynamic term sheet reflects your commitment to staying current and providing the best investment opportunities. By adhering to these actionable steps, Crestview Capital Holdings can navigate the elements of real estate term sheets with confidence and precision. Each element serves as a building block to construct investment agreements that are transparent, aligned with objectives, and set the stage for successful real estate transactions. Applying term sheets to different investment scenarios. Navigating diverse real estate opportunities. Crestview Capital Holdings understands that real estate investments come in various shapes and sizes, each with unique dynamics and potential outcomes. Applying term sheets to different investment scenarios allows for flexibility and adaptability, ensuring that the terms effectively capture the essence of each opportunity. 1. Commercial office building acquisition. In this scenario, Crestview Capital Holdings is considering the purchase of a commercial office building located in a prime business district. The term sheet for such an investment would need to address factors such as lease agreements, tenant profiles, rental rates, and the operational considerations of managing the property. Financial terms would detail the purchase price, funding sources, and due diligence periods that account for the complexity of the transaction. 2. Residential real estate development. For a residential real estate development, the term sheet would focus on aspects like land acquisition, entitlements, construction costs, and project timelines. Financial terms would outline how funding will be secured for land purchase, development, and construction phases. Operational considerations would revolve around the development process, including construction schedules and marketing strategies for selling or leasing residential units. 3. Mixed-use property investment. A mixed-use property that combines retail, office, and residential spaces requires a term sheet that comprehensively addresses the nuances of each component. Investor rights might vary based on the proportion of each use in the property. Operational considerations would involve strategies to manage the diverse tenant profiles and maximize the value of the property. 4. Industrial warehouse acquisition. In the case of an industrial warehouse acquisition, the term sheet would emphasize factors like lease agreements with industrial tenants, lease expiration dates, and rental escalations. Operational considerations would delve into property management strategies tailored to the industrial sector. Financial terms would detail how the purchase price is calculated and how funding will be sourced. 5. Redevelopment project. A term sheet for a redevelopment project would highlight the property's current state, the intended redevelopment plan, and projected costs. Financial terms would delineate how the investment will be funded, including equity injections and financing options. Operational considerations would encompass construction timelines, permitting processes, and potential challenges related to transforming the property. Each investment scenario demands a customized term sheet that captures the specific dynamics and objectives of the opportunity. By thoughtfully tailoring each term sheet to the nature of the investment, Crestview Capital Holdings ensures that the document serves as a comprehensive guide for negotiations, decision-making, and the successful execution of diverse real estate ventures. Relevant examples: applying term sheets to different investment scenarios. To provide practical insights into the application of term sheets across diverse real estate investment scenarios, Crestview Capital Holdings can explore the following relevant examples. Example 1. Commercial office building acquisition. Crestview Capital Holdings is considering acquiring a Class A commercial office building in a bustling business district. The term sheet for this investment scenario would include ASIN's property details, description of the office building, its location, total leasable area, and amenities. ASIN's financial terms, purchase price, funding structure, equity and debt, and proposed capitalization rate. ASIN's due diligence period, a period to conduct thorough inspections, review lease agreements, and assess the building's condition. Since closing conditions, conditions that must be met before closing, such as securing financing and obtaining necessary permits. Since operational considerations, existing lease agreements, tenant profiles, and strategies for maintaining high occupancy rates. Example 2, residential real estate development. In this scenario, Crestview Capital Holdings plans to develop a luxury residential complex. The term sheet would cover since property details, information about the development site, land size, and potential unit configurations. Since financial terms, land acquisition costs, construction budget, financing arrangements, and projected returns. Since due diligence period, time frame for evaluating zoning and entitlements, as well as assessing feasibility studies. Since closing conditions, meeting zoning requirements, obtaining necessary permits, and securing construction financing. Since operational considerations, construction timeline, marketing strategies for selling or leasing units, and property management plans. Example 3, mixed-use property investment. Consider Crestview Capital Holdings' interest in a mixed-use property comprising retail, office, and residential spaces. Since property details, breakdown of the property's components, square footage for each use, and location advantages. Since financial terms, valuation, funding sources for each component, and distribution waterfall mechanisms. Since due diligence period, time for evaluating tenant leases, understanding the rental dynamics, and assessing market demand. Since closing conditions, securing financing for each component, confirming regulatory compliance, and evaluating tenant mix. Since operational considerations, strategies for managing diverse tenant types, maintaining common areas, and enhancing overall property value. Example 4, industrial warehouse acquisition. For an industrial warehouse acquisition, the term sheet would entail since property details, specifications of the warehouse, its location, loading capacities, and industrial park amenities. Since financial terms, purchase price, equity contribution, debt financing, and projected net operating income. Since due diligence period, time for inspecting the warehouse, assessing tenant lease terms, and evaluating market demand. Since closing conditions, securing financing, confirming tenant lease details, and ensuring adherence to zoning regulations. Since operational considerations, strategies for maintaining industrial tenant relations, lease renewals, and property upkeep. Example 5, redevelopment project. Suppose Crestview Capital Holdings plans to redevelop an aging shopping mall into a modern mixed-use development. Since property details, description of the current mall, its size, and the proposed redevelopment vision. Since financial terms, budget for demolition and construction, funding sources, and expected returns after redevelopment. Since due diligence period, time to conduct environmental assessments, review potential construction challenges, and evaluate market demand. Since closing conditions, obtaining necessary permits for demolition and construction, securing financing, and addressing environmental concerns. Since operational considerations, redevelopment timeline, marketing strategies for attracting new tenants, and plans for ongoing property management. By studying these examples, Crestview Capital Holdings can see how term sheets are tailored to address the unique characteristics, challenges, and opportunities presented by different real estate investment scenarios. This approach ensures that term sheets provide accurate and relevant guidelines for successful investment execution. Explanation: applying term sheets to different investment scenarios. Applying term sheets to different real estate investment scenarios requires a deep understanding of the diverse dynamics that shape each opportunity. Crestview Capital Holdings can benefit from understanding how term sheets are customized to align with the specific characteristics of various investment types. 1. Commercial office building acquisition. In a commercial office building acquisition, the term sheet focuses on factors critical to office space investments. Financial terms would consider the purchase price per square foot, rent rolls, and tenant profiles. Operational considerations involve property management strategies, lease negotiations, and tenant relations. 2. Residential real estate development. For a residential real estate development project, the term sheet emphasizes land acquisition costs, construction budgets, and project timelines. Due diligence might extend to evaluating entitlements, zoning regulations, and market demand for residential units. 3. Mixed-use property investment. A mixed-use property demands a term sheet that caters to various uses within a single property. Financial terms would reflect revenue streams from retail, office, and residential components. Operational considerations involve strategies for harmonizing tenant types and managing shared spaces. 4. Industrial warehouse acquisition. When acquiring an industrial warehouse, the term sheet would highlight warehouse specifications, loading capacities, and logistics connectivity. Due diligence might encompass evaluating tenant leases, lease expiration dates, and industrial sector trends. 5. Redevelopment project. For a redevelopment project, the term sheet would focus on the property's current state and the proposed vision after redevelopment. Financial terms would include construction budgets, financing options, and projected returns post-redevelopment. In each scenario, elements such as financial terms, operational considerations, due diligence periods, and closing conditions are tailored to match the specific investment's nuances. The application of term sheets extends beyond financial calculations. They encapsulate the strategic approach needed for each investment type. The term sheet acts as a guiding framework that reflects the investor's goals, the property's potential, and the intricacies of the real estate market. By understanding how term sheets are adjusted to fit different investment scenarios, Crestview Capital Holdings can ensure that each term sheet accurately represents the investment's unique characteristics, thereby paving the way for well-informed decisions and successful investment execution. Actionable advice: applying term sheets to different investment scenarios. Crestview Capital Holdings recognizes that navigating diverse investment scenarios requires a nuanced approach to term sheet customization. Here's actionable advice to effectively apply term sheets across various real estate opportunities. 1. Comprehensive understanding. Thoroughly understand the unique dynamics of each investment scenario. Recognize the property type, market trends, and potential challenges specific to the opportunity. 2. Tailor financial metrics. Adjust financial terms to reflect the intricacies of the investment. Customize valuation methods, projected returns, and funding sources to align with the property's income potential and risk profile. 3. Address operational nuances. Incorporate operational considerations that cater to the property's specific use. Highlight strategies for property management, tenant relations, and lease negotiations that are relevant to the investment type. 4. Due diligence customization. Modify the due diligence period to match the complexity of the investment. Consider factors like entitlement assessments, market demand evaluations, and regulatory compliance checks. 5. Adapt closing conditions. Craft closing conditions that are achievable within the context of the investment. Ensure that conditions related to financing, permits, and regulatory approvals are tailored to the specific requirements of the opportunity. 6. Reflect investor preferences. Customize investor rights and distribution mechanisms to accommodate the preferences of different investor groups. Tailor the waterfall structure and preferred returns to suit the risk tolerance and investment horizons of your investors. 7. Legal expertise. Engage legal advisors who specialize in real estate transactions. Their expertise ensures that term sheets are accurately customized to address legal requirements, minimize risks, and uphold investor protection. 8. Proactive risk mitigation. Incorporate risk mitigation strategies that are pertinent to the investment scenario. Address potential challenges and uncertainties in the term sheet to showcase your preparedness and commitment to success. 9. Collaborative stakeholder review. Involve key stakeholders, including investors and legal experts, in reviewing the customized term sheet. Their input helps identify blind spots and ensures that all aspects of the investment are adequately addressed. 10. Dynamic documentation. Recognize that no two investment scenarios are identical. Maintain a flexible approach to term sheet customization and continuously update your templates based on lessons learned and evolving market trends. 11. Learn from experience. Analyze past investment scenarios and their corresponding term sheets. Identify successes and challenges to refine your approach for future opportunities. 12. Continuous improvement. Regularly assess the effectiveness of term sheets by seeking feedback from investors and legal advisors. Use this feedback to fine-tune your customization process and ensure ongoing alignment with investment realities. By applying these actionable steps, Crestview Capital Holdings can effectively tailor term sheets to various investment scenarios. Each customized term sheet serves as a strategic blueprint that reflects the intricacies of the opportunity, enabling well-informed decisions and successful investment outcomes across diverse real estate ventures. Creating a win-win situation. Alignment of interests. Crestview Capital Holdings understands that successful real estate ventures are built on the foundation of a win-win situation, where the interests of all stakeholders are aligned. Achieving this alignment of interests fosters trust, promotes collaboration, and ultimately drives the success of the commercial real estate (CRE) fund. Here's how Crestview Capital Holdings can effectively create such win-win scenarios through the alignment of interests. 1. Investor-driven value creation. Prioritize the interests of your investors by structuring the fund's objectives to align with their goals. Tailor investment strategies that match their risk tolerance, return expectations, and investment horizons. When investors see that the fund's success directly impacts their financial objectives, alignment of interests is reinforced. 2. Transparency and open communication. Maintain a transparent line of communication with investors. Regularly share fund performance updates, property acquisitions, and operational insights. By keeping investors informed, Crestview Capital Holdings cultivates an environment of trust and accountability, strengthening alignment of interests. 3. Performance-based compensation. Incorporate performance-based compensation structures for the management team. When the management team's rewards are tied to the fund's success, their incentives become aligned with maximizing returns for investors. This encourages them to make decisions that drive positive outcomes for all parties involved. 4. Co-investment opportunities. Offer co-investment opportunities to key stakeholders, such as the management team or strategic partners. When they have their capital invested alongside the fund's investors, their interests are directly tied to the fund's performance. 5. Clear investment strategy. Define a clear investment strategy that outlines the fund's goals, criteria, and decision-making process. This ensures that all stakeholders are on the same page regarding the fund's objectives and approach. 6. Investor Advisory Board. Establish an investor advisory board that provides input on fund strategies, major decisions, and overall direction. This collaborative approach ensures that the fund's direction reflects the interests of its investors. 7. Ethical and responsible practices. Adhere to ethical business practices and responsible investing principles. Demonstrating a commitment to sustainable, socially responsible, and ethical practices resonates with socially conscious investors and strengthens alignment. 8. Long-term value creation. Prioritize long-term value creation over short-term gains. By focusing on sustainable growth and consistent returns, Crestview Capital Holdings demonstrates its dedication to securing the best outcomes for all stakeholders over time. 9. Flexibility and adaptability. Remain flexible and adaptable in response to changing market conditions and investor preferences. By demonstrating a willingness to adjust strategies in the best interest of investors, Crestview Capital Holdings strengthens alignment. 10. Alignment through due diligence. Incorporate thorough due diligence processes that assess potential acquisitions, partnerships, and investment opportunities. Ensuring that each opportunity aligns with the fund's objectives reinforces alignment of interests. Creating a win-win situation through the alignment of interests is an ongoing effort that requires dedication and collaboration. By consistently prioritizing the interests of investors, fostering transparency, and structuring compensation and strategies that benefit all parties, Crestview Capital Holdings establishes a solid foundation for successful real estate fund management. Relevant examples: creating a win-win situation. Alignment of interests. To illustrate the concept of creating a win-win situation through the alignment of interests, Crestview Capital Holdings can consider the following relevant examples. Example 1. Residential real estate development. Imagine Crestview Capital Holdings is embarking on a luxury residential development project. To align interests, investor-centric approach, the fund structures its investment strategy to match the preferences of high-net-worth individuals seeking long-term capital appreciation. By targeting a prime location with strong demand, the fund aligns with the investor's objective of maximizing returns through premium properties. Transparency and reporting. Throughout the project's lifecycle, the fund regularly shares progress reports, detailing construction milestones, marketing efforts, and occupancy rates. This transparency reassures investors of the fund's commitment to their interests. Performance-based compensation. The fund's management team's compensation is tied to achieving milestones such as sales targets and rental income benchmarks. This ensures that their interests are directly aligned with investors' goals of profitability. Example 2. Value-add office building acquisition. Suppose Crestview Capital Holdings is acquiring a value-add office building to enhance its value over time. Co-investment opportunities. Crestview Capital offers co-investment opportunities to its management team, allowing them to invest their capital alongside the fund's investors. This demonstrates a shared commitment to the success of the investment. Ethical practices. The fund incorporates environmentally sustainable and energy-efficient upgrades to the office building. This not only aligns with socially responsible investor preferences but also positions the property for increased value appreciation over time. Investor Advisory Board. Crestview Capital establishes an investor advisory board comprising experienced real estate professionals and high-net-worth individuals. This collaborative approach ensures that investment decisions align with the preferences and risk appetites of the fund stakeholders. Example 3. Mixed-use property redevelopment. Consider a scenario where Crestview Capital Holdings undertakes a mixed-use property redevelopment project. Clear investment strategy. The fund outlines a clear strategy for transforming the property into a vibrant mixed-use hub. This strategy is communicated to investors, fostering alignment by setting expectations and defining objectives. Long-term value creation. The fund focuses on creating a sustainable mixed-use complex that caters to diverse tenant needs. This long-term approach aligns with investor goals of stable income streams and capital appreciation over time. Flexible approach. As market trends shift, the fund demonstrates flexibility by considering adaptive reuse options that resonate with evolving tenant preferences. This ensures alignment with changing market dynamics. These examples illustrate how alignment of interests can be achieved across various real estate investment scenarios. By tailoring strategies, maintaining transparency, and structuring compensation that benefits both investors and management. Crestview Capital Holdings establishes a solid foundation for mutually beneficial partnerships and successful fund management. Explanation: creating a win-win situation. Alignment of interests. Creating a win-win situation through the alignment of interests is a fundamental principle in the world of commercial real estate, CRE, investment. It involves structuring investment strategies, compensation, and decision-making processes in a way that benefits all stakeholders involved, from investors to management teams and partners. The goal is to foster trust, transparency, and collaboration while maximizing returns. Here's a deeper explanation of this concept. 1. Investor-centric approach. Alignment of interests begins with understanding the objectives of investors. CRE funds must align their investment strategies with the preferences of their investors, considering factors like risk tolerance, desired returns, and investment horizons. This ensures that the fund's goals are directly in line with those of its investors. 2. Transparency and open communication. Openly sharing information, both positive and challenging, establishes transparency and strengthens alignment. Providing regular updates, progress reports, and performance metrics fosters trust among stakeholders and demonstrates a commitment to shared goals. 3. Performance-based compensation. Aligning the interests of management with those of investors involves structuring compensation to reward performance. Performance-based bonuses and incentives tie the success of the management team to the fund's overall performance, ensuring that their efforts are geared towards achieving positive outcomes. 4. Co-investment opportunities. Offering co-investment opportunities to management teams, strategic partners, or key stakeholders aligns their interests with the fund's success. When individuals have their capital invested in the fund alongside other investors, they share the risks and rewards, reinforcing their commitment to achieving favorable outcomes. 5. Ethical and responsible practices. Adopting ethical and socially responsible practices showcases the fund's commitment to creating value beyond financial returns. This approach resonates with investors who prioritize sustainability, community well-being, and ethical business conduct. 6. Long-term value creation. Striving for long-term value creation instead of short-term gains emphasizes stability and sustainable growth. This approach aligns with investor goals of generating consistent income streams and achieving capital appreciation over time. 7. Investor Advisory Board. Establishing an investor advisory board ensures that investors have a voice in major decisions, strategy shifts, and fund direction. This collaborative approach fosters alignment by involving stakeholders in the decision-making process. 8. Flexibility and adaptability. Recognizing that market conditions can change, fund managers must exhibit flexibility in adapting strategies to evolving circumstances. This demonstrates a commitment to aligning the fund's actions with the best interests of investors. 9. Focus on risk mitigation. By proactively addressing potential risks and challenges, funds minimize uncertainties that can impact investor returns. A comprehensive risk mitigation strategy showcases preparedness and safeguards investors' interests. 10. Balanced decision-making. When making investment decisions, consider how they will impact all stakeholders. Balancing the interests of investors, tenants, the community, and other relevant parties contributes to a holistic approach to alignment. Creating a win-win situation through the alignment of interests requires a thoughtful and strategic approach that takes into account the diverse goals of stakeholders. By implementing practices that prioritize investor well-being, transparency, and shared success, Crestview Capital Holdings can establish a solid foundation for enduring and mutually beneficial partnerships in the realm of CRE investments. Actionable advice: creating a win-win situation. Alignment of interests. Creating a win-win situation through the alignment of interests is a strategic approach that contributes to the success of Crestview Capital Holdings. Here's actionable advice to effectively implement alignment strategies and foster mutually beneficial partnerships. 1. Investor-centric strategy. Tailor your investment strategies to match the preferences and goals of your investors. Conduct thorough assessments of their risk tolerance, desired returns, and investment horizons. Customize investment opportunities that resonate with their profiles. 2. Transparent communication. Establish clear lines of communication with investors and stakeholders. Regularly share updates, performance reports, and insights on market trends. Transparent communication builds trust and demonstrates a commitment to mutual success. 3. Performance-based compensation. Design compensation structures that align the interests of your management team with those of investors. Consider incorporating performance-based bonuses and incentives tied to achieving specific milestones or benchmarks. 4. Co-investment opportunities. Offer co-investment opportunities to key stakeholders, allowing them to invest alongside the fund. This shared financial commitment underscores a commitment to shared success and fosters alignment. 5. Sustainability and ethics. Integrate sustainable and ethical practices into your investment strategies. Highlight initiatives that contribute positively to the community and environment. Ethical conduct resonates with socially conscious investors and strengthens alignment. 6. Long-term focus. Prioritize long-term value creation over short-term gains. Develop strategies that align with the goal of generating stable income streams and consistent capital appreciation for investors. 7. Advisory collaboration. Form an investor advisory board comprising experienced professionals and investors. Seek their input on fund decisions and strategy shifts. This collaborative approach ensures alignment and shared ownership of the fund's direction. 8. Flexibility and adaptation. Stay adaptable to changing market conditions and investor preferences. Demonstrate a willingness to adjust strategies to optimize outcomes for all stakeholders. 9. Risk management. Address potential risks proactively and implement strategies to mitigate them. A robust risk management approach showcases your commitment to safeguarding investors' interests. 10. Balanced decision-making. When making investment decisions, consider the broader impact on all stakeholders. Prioritize decisions that create value for investors, tenants, and the community alike. 11. Feedback and improvement. Regularly seek feedback from investors and stakeholders. Use their insights to refine strategies and practices, ensuring ongoing alignment and satisfaction. 12. Long-term relationships. View investor relationships as long-term partnerships. Nurture these relationships through ongoing engagement, updates, and opportunities for collaboration. By implementing these actionable strategies, Crestview Capital Holdings can create a win-win situation through the alignment of interests. When investors, management, and stakeholders share common goals and collaborate towards success, the foundation is set for prosperous and enduring CRE investments. Conclusion. The role of term sheets in real estate investments. In conclusion, understanding and effectively utilizing term sheets is paramount in the world of real estate investments. Term sheets serve as essential tools that outline the terms, conditions, and expectations of a potential deal. They provide a structured framework for negotiations and offer a glimpse into the future of an investment opportunity. Throughout Chapter 4, Crestview Capital Holdings has gained insights into the significance of term sheets and their role in driving successful real estate transactions. By delving into the concepts of term sheets, their elements, and their application across various investment scenarios, Crestview Capital Holdings has equipped itself with valuable knowledge. The company has explored how alignment of interests, thorough due diligence, and clear communication are integral components of crafting effective term sheets that benefit all stakeholders. Crestview Capital Holdings now recognizes that term sheets are more than mere documents. They are strategic instruments that set the stage for prosperous real estate ventures. By mastering the art of term sheet negotiation and structuring, Crestview Capital Holdings is better positioned to navigate complex deals, mitigate risks, and build relationships based on transparency and trust. As Crestview Capital Holdings continues its journey in the realm of real estate investments, the understanding and application of term sheets will undoubtedly play a pivotal role in its pursuit of success. Through strategic negotiation, informed decision-making, and alignment of interests, term sheets serve as a roadmap to unlocking mutually beneficial partnerships and realizing the full potential of every real estate opportunity. Key points to remember. Chapter 4. The role of term sheets in real estate investments. Chapter 4 has provided Crestview Capital Holdings with a comprehensive understanding of the crucial role that term sheets play in real estate investments. Here are the key points to remember from this chapter. 1. Structured framework. Term sheets offer a structured framework that outlines the essential terms, conditions, and expectations of a potential real estate deal. They serve as a preliminary agreement before formalizing the transaction. 2. Initial agreement. A term sheet is not legally binding, but it demonstrates the parties' intent and acts as a foundation for negotiations. It lays the groundwork for the final contract and sets the tone for the deal. 3. Key elements. Term sheets typically include key elements such as the property description, purchase price, deposit amount, financing details, due diligence timeline, contingencies, and closing date. 4. Flexibility. While term sheets provide structure, they also offer room for negotiation. Parties can fine-tune terms during negotiations, ensuring that both sides are satisfied with the final arrangement. 5. Alignment of interests. Term sheets are an opportunity to align the interest of all parties involved. Customizing terms to cater to the needs and objectives of both buyers and sellers fosters collaboration and mutual benefit. 6. Clear communication. Term sheets facilitate clear communication by outlining expectations and conditions from the outset. This transparency helps prevent misunderstandings later in the process. 7. Due diligence timeline. The term sheet specifies the due diligence period during which the buyer can investigate the property's condition, financials, and other relevant aspects. A realistic due diligence timeline is crucial for thorough assessment. 8. Contingencies. Contingencies outlined in the term sheet provide a safety net for both parties. These clauses define the conditions under which the transaction can be terminated without legal repercussions. 9. Negotiation tool. Term sheets serve as negotiation tools that allow parties to discuss terms and conditions openly. It enables both sides to find common ground and work towards a mutually acceptable agreement. 10. Professional guidance. Consulting legal advisors and real estate experts is essential when drafting or reviewing term sheets. Their expertise ensures that terms are fair, accurate, and compliant with the applicable laws. 11. Building relationships. Effective negotiation of term sheets contributes to building positive and collaborative relationships between parties. Transparent negotiations create an atmosphere of trust and pave the way for successful transactions. 12. Strategic decision-making. Well-crafted term sheets enable informed decision-making. By outlining the critical details of the deal, parties can assess the viability of the investment and make strategic choices. By internalizing these key points, Crestview Capital Holdings can leverage term sheets as powerful tools in its real estate endeavors. As the company navigates negotiations, due diligence, and deal finalization, a comprehensive understanding of the role of term sheets will guide them toward successful, transparent, and mutually beneficial real estate investments.